it's Gustavo here. We hope you're all safe and sound. We are here to talk about the substantial modification of working conditions process that took place until the 14th of July last throughout 5 meetings with Ryanair. And we are also here to talk about the options that are now on the table for the cabin crew members of Ryanair based in Spain. Before we enter into the options, I would like just to make a quick recap, a quick summary of how the process went. As you know, in the beginning of the process, in the end of May, just before the beginning of the process, the unions sent a proposal to Ryanair, Uso and Citpla sent a proposal to Ryanair that went around a loan that could be actually provided by the crew to the company until the company could recover the profits. That proposal was rejected by Ryanair because they stated that they didn't want any kind of loan. We know, as of today, that Ryanair actually took a loan from the UK government, from a UK fund, and so we don't understand why they couldn't take a loan on the cabin crew in Spain. That's still to be understood. Nonetheless, throughout the process, we made significant efforts to reach an agreement with Ryanair in order to give some stability to our crews. That was our main point, that was our main concern. Not only stability on the emotional side, but also stability on the employment side. Basically, we wanted three things to be dealt with and to be assured or reassured by the company. We wanted no dismissals. We wanted to at least keep a minimum of activity for crew not to have a lower salary due to less hours, due to less flight hours. And also, in the end, we wanted some reasonable cuts. If justified, we wanted some reasonable cuts for a reasonable period of time, not over 5 years as the company in the beginning proposed. What we got throughout all the process was misleading from the company, but in the end of the process, the unions actually came up with a proposal that included salary cuts for a reasonable period of time, with a review clause that could actually allow us, both the company and the unions, to revert the salary cuts and to go back to the salary levels that we had before. This was also rejected, even though the company wasn't able at any time to justify the cuts for more than 1 year. Basically, what the company said is that they presented a study from Ernst & Young that we had access to, but that study was only focused on the current situation of the pandemic until the 31st of March 2021, not beyond. And that's not justified at all for to do the salary cuts for a longer period other than 2021. What we did was reasonable, what we presented was reasonable, and the company just rejected the option, just rejected the offer, and preferred to unilaterally impose the conditions that we now know, because we got letters from Ryanair saying that we will have those salary cuts, among other things. So now, as a collective case, we will take this to court. We'll challenge this because we believe that there is no justification, no valid justification for these cuts to go ahead, and we'll take matters to court for a court of law to say if we are right or if we are wrong. There's nothing wrong to take things to court. Once again, it's just tiring for everyone, but in the end of the day, if the company leaves us no other option than to take the matters to court, we will take the matters to court and eventually we will win. For now, we have won all the cases that we took to court against Ryanair, and so far Ryanair wasn't able to provide any kind of reasonability over these processes. Now, what are the options that come out from this process? From this process, individually, you have three options. Usually, the law states that you have three options. Although one of them is to challenge this in a court of law individually. As I said before, we, the unions, will take this matter to the courts of law and will produce a collective case. So individually, there is no sense or there is no point for you to challenge this in a court of law. So out of the three options that you have, one of them, as I said, is to challenge this in a court of law. This one we can remove as a valid option. In the end of the day, you will have two valid options, which is one, to accept the cuts and not to fight back, or the other one, if you don't agree with the cuts and if they provoke, some damage to you, in the end of the day, you have the option to take an extinction of your contract, the end of your contract. You can ask for that with a compensation of 20 days per year worked, with a maximum of 9 months, which are 270 days. So you have this option, and for this option to be taken ahead, you can count on Uso to support you and to back you up if you like. We know that a minority of you want to take this option, and it's fair enough. There is no problem. What we are doing at the moment, our lawyers are preparing a model, a letter model that you can actually send to the company once this model is finished. Over the coming days, we'll post this model on our Slack platform, and you can have access to it. If you prefer to take this option, you just need to fill up with your data, this letter model, you just fill up with your data and you send it to the company. Basically, even if you're not an Uso member, we are open to help you. We are open to assist you on anything you like. You can contact us through our emails, through our legal email, which is legal@usoryanair.es. And there you can write to us and you can ask us all your questions, all your queries, and we'll be more than happy to answer to all of you. Even if you are not a member, you can opt on this way to end your contract, and for that you will need a letter, a proper formal letter, legally bound letter, and for that we insist that it's important for you to use the model, the letter model that we are preparing. So if you prefer, and even if you're not our member, if you prefer to take this option of ending your contract, please contact us through the email that I said before, legal@usoryanair.es, and we'll be more than happy to provide you with that model so you can go ahead with your decision. We just want to assure you or reassure you that this is in the law, although as we know Ryanair quite well, we may see that Ryanair reacts in a way that it's not really according with the law. They may say a lot of things which in the end of the day may force us to go in a legal way against them, even individually. That is something that is on the table. That is something that we should keep in mind whenever we decide to go in a certain way. But as usual, you have Uso by your side to help you and to support you along your way. So if you have any queries, as I said, you can use that email. If you have any doubts, you can use our Slack platform. We are more than happy to help you on that. And on the near future, or over the coming days and coming months, we can expect to have more news over this, and you can expect to have a date for the court hearing and the court ruling to come up on this matter. We are also waiting on other court hearings and other court rulings to come up, because once again, and this is a message for a small minority of crew which don't understand quite well the difficulties that we have on dealing with Ryanair. There is no other way. Sometimes Ryanair doesn't leave us other way than to go through a court of law and to protect our rights through that way. We can see this not only in Spain, we can see this in Germany, we can see this in Belgium, we can see this in Italy, where even in countries where they signed those famous by now CLAs. They are now not complying with those CLAs, or they are not complying with the basic laws of those countries. So it's really difficult sometimes to deal with this company, and that's why sometimes we need to try this and to take the matters through this way, through the legal way, because in the end of the day it's the only way possible to have our rights assured and protected as we should have. As a last message, I would like to reassure you that we are dealing with a special company, that's for sure, but a special at the moment still in the negative side of things. We expect Ryanair along the way to improve. We expect the shareholders to put some order in the human resources policies that are being taken by Ryanair, because at the moment it's being absolutely shameful, the direction that the company is taking ahead. Some people are not fit for their jobs. We have that in our management, we have that in our directors, and that needs to be addressed, and that needs to be addressed by the shareholders. If their shareholders don't understand that on the long run they may be losing money, probably they are being very badly advised. At the moment, it's time for our shareholders to put some order in the company. At this moment in time, it's the time to move ahead. It's a pandemic time that will make Ryanair come up as a stronger company, we believe. We are here to give our absolute best every single day that we work inside the Ryanair aircraft to make this company big again and to make this company profitable again, and we will do it. But the more problems that Ryanair forces us to have, the more court cases that we have to take ahead to have our rights protected, the worse it will be in the future. And for now, what we can say is that Ryanair lost all the cases that were moved by both Uso and Sitpla along the way. So probably it's time for us to rethink our strategies. We are doing our absolute best every single day to try to improve our relationship with Ryanair, but on the other side we don't see the same. So what is time now to do is to rethink our strategies, for shareholders to take a hand and to take action on these people, because some of these people, I insist, are not fit for their jobs. They are not fit for the roles they are playing, and in the end of the day they are taking the company in a direction that is the wrong one. We should be working together towards a better future, not going against each other. And from our side, you still have the doors open anytime, and from our side, from the union side, what I mean is that we are completely open to keep up with a meaningful social dialogue. That's exactly what we are still interested in, and we will be able to reach that meaningful social dialogue, but only if the people that are in, some people that are in the company change, or if they improve their own actions and their own ways. Otherwise, it's going to be absolutely impossible. For now, that's all we can say. For the next days, please pay attention over our Slack platform. We'll be communicating with you. We'll keep you updated in everything that happens. And if you have any doubts, any queries, please use our emails, use our means of communication. We are always open to address your queries, to address your questions. Even if you're not a member of Uso, we are here to help you and to support you all the way. Thank you very much.